need you to hate so I can use you for your energy.
This is real sales talk. Real sales advice from real sales practitioners. Giving you tips on how to dominate your sales quota are your co-hosts, Sean Mitchell and Phill Keen.
What is going on, Real Sales Talk family? We're back with episode 31 of Tech Talk. We're not going to talk tech today. We actually we had a really awesome article from a friend of ours, John Barrows. So, Sean, give me the quick recap. You read this; it intrigued you, and
yeah,
we'll start chatting about it. So we wanted to share with the audience.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. So the article, and I could share my screen here because that'll probably help those that are actually watching our beautiful mugs. Let's see here. Applications window, boom, boom. All right. So you should be able to see it. All right. So the title of this article that John Barrows wrote is "Why I Think the Phone Will Make a Comeback." The basic premise of this is how artificial intelligence, hey, one of my themes for 2017, is becoming more and more prominent. In fact, we'll be talking about AI a few more times at least this year, with a few guests that we will bring on the show. But until then, you know, the premise of the article is more and more things are becoming automated. Software is getting smarter. So where does that leave sales reps if software is getting smarter and getting more intuitive and creeping into more of a sales rep's role? He proposes the phone. The phone is the only place at the moment where artificial intelligence has not figured out how to understand tone and convey emotions and so on. So he talks about how sales reps can add unique value by picking up the phone and actually talking with people, and provide some tips on how sales reps can do that. So maybe
I think it's pretty strong. I think the article of it makes a lot of sense. And if you look at, I think the point he's trying to make here is, it's really like when everybody else is getting scared of, everybody else is walking away from, go back into it, lean in harder.
Right.
Because everybody else out there that's not making phone calls,
mm-hmm.
everybody else that is not doing that, like, it's just making it more open for you. So as I move back into sales, I've actually spent more time on the phone, and I get connects, and it works every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is a tool that you have to know how to use, which is half that problem, that most people don't know how to use the phone. And it's not their fault. It really isn't. They've never been taught or managed to how to use the phone. A lot of people just see it as I pick up the phone, 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 and it's so repetitive, it just doesn't work. And you really think he makes this point is, like, the people that are just picking the phone up here, or the people that are just mindlessly sending emails throughout the day, you're going to be replaced by AI. You will be artificially intelligent, replaced by artificial intelligence, and it's going to have a big impact. So I think there's a lot to the article.
Some of the tips he gives in the article, really simple, practical things, but make a big difference. For example, standing up when you make your phone calls. I know you've recommended this on previous episodes. It changes your mindset, it changes your energy, and the best sales coaches will recommend this when you sit down and get their feedback. Stand up, it changes your attitude.
Yeah, I think he also makes a point in here. It talks about just people not being okay with that open office environment.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get over it. And I think it's something where, grab a buddy. I think it's the easiest way to pass it. If you can't do it, have somebody that will call at the same time you will. If you're a manager, set up call blocks where everybody's on the phone at the same time. Like, you have to get people past the fear of getting on the phone in front of other people. There's actually an interesting article that Trish Bertuzzi reposted from Matt Amundsen from Everstring. Crazy, wicked smart. Like, he's one of my favorite sales dev leaders that are out there. And the article is the title of the article is "Be Greedy When Others Are Fearful." And it was kind of that same perspective of the phone is when other people are going away from it, make a phone call. Like, and the point he makes is like phone calls demand immediate responses. No matter what, if you're on the phone, like, you're gonna get a live conversation. If you get a live conversation, you're gonna be able to go through specifics a lot faster, and you're gonna be able to get to the last conversation faster. Like, everything accelerates with the phone. That phone is like, phones give you specificity, like give you specifics there. There's a lot of detail. So if you're also looking for a really good article, go to blog.bridgegroupinc.com, and there's a article that Trish Bertuzzi reposted, and it was awesome. And the whole thing is it just allows you to navigate a conversation and get through things much better. And I think there's a lot of people out there that have kind of lived and died by the phone for their career. Daniel Disney is one of them. He talks about it a little bit. He's got some really interesting perspective on episode 2 of season 7, and going through that conversation where he talks about the world of social selling and social versus cold calling. There's a lot of people that are pushing back into the phone, and I hope that's a message that gets heard loud and clear, because it does work still. Absolutely.
Yeah, and maybe even more now, since the thing is, things become ineffective when everyone does it. If everyone does it, then it's commonplace. But if you're doing something that not everyone is doing, then it catches people's attention. So, whether it's, and it may be different for each industry and each persona that you're reaching out to, but try and find things that are unique. And if everyone is in your industry is sending emails, pick up the phone and call. If everyone is calling, maybe you try a different route and put a postcard or handwritten note in the mail and see if that gets someone's attention. That never happens these days, because it's all digital. It's all phone and digital communication. So find the thing that works. But the great thing about phone, and I'll give an example, a personal example. When my wife and I first started talking with each other, we started on, and this is going to sound like really antiquated and old, even though it wasn't that long ago. We first started corresponding on MySpace. Remember MySpace, Phill?
I do. Unfortunately, I'm at that age where things that I had in my childhood embarrass me, but it's all good.
but that was only like 2006. So it wasn't that long ago. Anyways, so we first started corresponding on MySpace, and then we graduated to Gmail chat, right? All digital forms of communication. And then you know what happened? When we wanted to take things to the next level, we got on the phone. You know why? Because you can understand tone and personality, and you can respond in real time and really get a sense for what the other person is communicating. And now look at us, we'll celebrate 9 years being married this October. And so I think phone is a natural progression of a relationship, whether it's personal or business. And so you shouldn't be afraid to get on the phone, because it really does accelerate that relationship. For the simple fact that you can just understand what someone is trying to communicate, and you yourself can convey things a lot better because of tone and voice inflection and all these things that we've talked about in the past.
Well, I also think the phone's the best equalizer that's out there. I mean, when you write an email, people can take it for whatever they want, and they can also respond however they want.
Yeah.
Versus, if you're on the phone and you're good at phone, you can turn somebody that's an executive that maybe not the most comfortable person on the phone, or maybe a little bit more timid on the phone, and you can equalize them a little bit. Or if they are aggressive, if they're a bulldog, they're a VP of sales with 50 years of experience who cut their teeth on the phone in the 80s, they're going to appreciate it. Like, it's an equalizer. I think there's a lot to be able to get on a phone and have a very articulate conversation that people care about.
Yeah.
Emails, and especially if you're not a great writer and you have poor grammar, you better figure out how to have a conversation on the phone. There's so much information that's out there. Even just getting on the phone to do research. Like, people talk about doing all this research and finding all this stuff out online. Like, not all the executives are out on the internet. Like, I love social media and I love the internet, but like 30% of executives aren't on LinkedIn.
Right. Yeah.
How are you going to find information out about them? So I think there's a lot of work that has to be done. And The phone is a tool in a toolbox. Social is a tool in a toolbox. Your email and your writing skills are tools in the toolbox. So it's the point. Like you can't do all jobs with a hammer. You have to have other tools there. And
Absolutely.
I think it's a very important tool, if not the most important tool.
Yeah, yeah, and I'll add one more thing here from the article that I really like, and that's to leave voicemails for yourself and listen to them over again, and leave voicemails to your colleagues and managers and get feedback. When you can hear yourself, you can in many cases pinpoint, okay, I need to shore this up, or I need to practice the elevator pitch, or hey, it sounds great, but maybe I need to add this. So when you hear yourself, you really have a different perspective, and you can actually put yourself in the prospect or buyer's shoes.
Yeah, it's interesting. He also just start off every call with the phrase, "The reason for my call today is," right? If you can't answer that line, or you can't finish that line, you have no business making that phone call. That's always the point he makes. I've seen some of his videos. He has amazing video content that's out there. And he talks through all that. I've heard him talk a number of times, and every single time he says it, it hits home. Is if you cannot finish that sentence, you need to put that phone down. The reason for my call is X, Y, Z, and it doesn't matter who you speak to. If you're able to articulate that and tell them why you're calling, your conversation will go better. I actually have it. It's a sticky note sitting on my computer at work. So when I dial a phone, I still see the reason for my call is, and I'll say it every single time. And I hate call scripts. I think call scripts, they're horrible for you, but you should still be able to be smooth and transitional and have the right types of phrasing that can help move you through a conversation. And that's one of them. So
awesome. Yeah.
Just awesome
yeah.
stuff from Barrows.
Totally. Yeah. I like this. I like kind of tackling a single article and breaking it down and talking about what we like or take away from it. This is good. Feels good.
So do you guys like it? Comment on YouTube. We're trying something new tonight. Just we were chatting about an article we thought was interesting, so we just had to go with it. So if you like it, leave a comment on YouTube, share it with your friends, tell your family, let everybody know. We love when you guys shout from the rooftop. No matter where you're at in the world, we love everyone, and you guys are the best. So, Real Sales Talk family, we will catch you guys on the next one.
See ya.